Oasis TV, committed to raising humanity's consciousness.
That this fulfillment exists independent of the self that seeks it. Mm-hmm. This fulfillment that we're looking for, this fresh start, it exists independent of the self that seeks it. It's one of these great drive you crazy kind of paradoxes in the spiritual life. You know, people go nuts when they, wait a minute, how am I supposed to find it if I don't seek for it? We find, if you will, our place in this eternal fresh spring of life, this eternal spring, by gradually understanding that we are taking ourselves out of it. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to create it. I simply need to cease bringing myself away from its presence inside of myself. So that's the necessity part. I don't know about you or anybody who's listening to this, but how many times are you going to get depressed? I mean it. How many times are you going to sit in your house, wherever you are, and feel that wave of sadness come over you, and let it produce in you the same thing it always produces? When the negative state passes into you, can you see that the very presence of it produces in you a sudden wish for a fresh start?
Right.
And what is it that then guides you to this fresh start, other than trying to get away from whatever it is that's defining you in that moment that seems so dark?
Right. So it already has a negative beginning.
So it's negativity seeds itself, and I sit there and I go, oh, yummy, let me plant this, believing that I can continue to plant the seeds that come from not wanting my life in the moment, and by not wanting it, coming up with a life that I will. And eventually one has to see, look, this goes nowhere. Now, if that means that I have to go nowhere relative to my idea of a fresh start, then that's what I'm going to do.